So if, say I'm from like New York and I wanted to kind of move from New York down to Georgia like everyone else is doing right now.
Right.
What would be I guess what's the best course of action you can take to kind of start that process?
Sure. So I have had the pleasure in the last 3 years of working with a ton of people from out of state. Like I said, a bunch of people are moving from New York, but I've also worked with people moving from Philadelphia, California, New Jersey, New York, various parts of Florida, you name it. Atlanta is like this place where everybody wants to come right now. So what I've realized is there actually is a system and a methodology to a successful move from a different state here to Georgia. And the first thing I always tell my clients from out of state is, hey, we have to know the areas. A lot of times they have come through some part of Atlanta because they've got a family member or maybe they worked here for a little bit. So they have some general area of where they want to be. If they haven't done that, because right now I've got a client from Knoxville who she's really never been here and has no idea about the areas, but she has a sister she wants to be close to. So that's at least a starting point. There's got to be some kind of starting point for the area. Once we know a general part of Metro Atlanta that they want to be in, then we can look at schools if that's important to them. We can narrow down the area based on school rankings. We can narrow it based on commute times if they're going to be going in and out of Atlanta. We can base it on, distance from the airport if they're going to be traveling a lot. There's many things that we can base it off of, but the first thing is let's figure out a good starting point for the area that they want to go to. Second thing is you've got to know your numbers. So with my out-of-state clients, before they ever even get here, you have to know your numbers. So I hook them up with a lender partner that I work with, and we get very, very crystal clear on whatever kind of loan program they're going to be using, their down payment, their closing cost amount, the whole picture, their interest rate, everything, the payment. That way they know when we find a house that's within that price range that they're looking for, there's nothing else holding us back and we're ready to pull the trigger because down here the market's moving super fast. So we have to do as much good preparation as we can up front. Next is we've got to have a plan for looking at the homes that we can execute on. One thing I would do is sort of like a preliminary before the client comes to Atlanta, before they visit. I am more than willing to do preliminary showings via FaceTime. And that's actually been super helpful. There's been times where we've actually found the house that they wanted to put an offer on via FaceTime as well. But that should really be more of a preliminary thing. If I have a client that has to go ahead and purchase and they can't be here yet, we can do a FaceTime tour. I can send them videos, whatever we got to do so that they feel confident in the home. We can put it under contract, and then within the due diligence period, then they can plan on being here. We do their inspection. They can see the house in person for the first time and make sure that it's the right house before we get to the end of that due diligence period where they're locked in. Now, that's sort of that's the way to do it if you can't be here. The best way to do it really is just get here. Plan a date, plan a weekend, whether it's Thursday to Sunday or just Friday to Sunday, where you can come visit the area that you want to be in. And leading up to that Friday to Sunday or Thursday to Sunday, I'm going to be sending you homes. We're going to be creating a lineup of prospective properties to look at while you're in town. Now, when you're in town, we're going to hit the ground running. We're going to look at as many homes as we need to find the right one and make a confident decision. But the beauty of actually being here, for obvious reasons, is that you're going to get to see the area firsthand. You're going to be driving around as we look at these homes. You're going to get a better feel for the area, what kind of restaurants are nearby, how far it is from the city, what kind of traffic is in these areas, stuff that I can't show you via FaceTime, right? So you have to plan on being here, and we'll craft the strategy around the dates that you are going to be here. Beyond that, again, we will put the home under contract, whichever one we land on. And during that due diligence period, again, with you here, we're going to make all of our important decisions during that due diligence period while you're in town. That way we know that it's indeed the right home and we can move forward, or for whatever reason, if it's not the right home because you didn't like the area or the traffic or whatever it is, then as long as we're within that due diligence period, we can exit the deal without penalty. You can get your money back so long as we're within that due diligence period, which is usually a period of 4 to, on the high end, 7 or 8 days. So those are some good ways to plan coming here to Georgia. If you need anything, obviously, just send me a message and I'm happy to help. But hopefully those are some helpful tips for you as you plan your move to Metro Atlanta.